In this video, we'll see step by step how we can reverse engineer binary using Ghidra and its MCP extension for local LLM analysis. So we have Battington Ghidra MCP, downloaded the plugin and install it inside of Ghidra. So if I go here under install extensions, I see this Ghidra MCP installed. So we have this bridge MCP Ghidra Python script that we need to start using Python. And it's very important afterwards to start Visual Studio Code in order to detect the connection towards Ghidra. We need this MCP server to send commands directly to Ghidra without having to load the binary file into our local LLM. And speaking of LLM, that's my prompt here. So I'm using a llama server. The model is Qwen 3.6 35 billion parameters, 3 billion active with the 46K context. Now the temperature is important to be set to 0 in order to reduce the hallucinations. And the preserved thinking is good to be true in order to keep the history of what kind of commands worked and what not. Now after running this, we should be able to run queries. Here I am with 58 gigabyte card, but of course I'm using part of the system memory for offloading of the model. Now in the directory we have two files. First we'll start with the binary elf file. We have the continue extension. Here from the settings of the continue extensions under the configs, we can check the main configuration file. And we see here under the models, we have listed the local llama model. And here we have a little bit longer context, of course, system message and other parameters. And when we are ready with this, we need to set up, of course, the MCP servers. We have the Ghidra MCP server running. And here make sure that you have a lot of tools listed, because that's what we need. If you don't want all the time to approve the Ghidra MCP when it asks you for the next step, you can set everything to automatic. So all those tools. And when ready, we go back to the prompt. So important in the prompt is to specify the full path towards the binary. It's good also to have them in one specific directory, not with other files, because this might also interfere and limit your context size. And I'm asking, could you analyze the file using Ghidra MCP tools? And to explain why it gives segmentation fault, because initially when this file is being started, it really gives segmentation fault. Afterwards, we have several phases, like 6 in this case. In the first phase, we are allowing specific tools to be used from Ghidra MCP. We need to reach the main function, specifically here on phase 5, because we might have heap or other type of overflow. We have restrictions over the logic because the LLM usually can hallucinate on mathematics. So as you can see here, the prompt runs and we have its thoughts, and it tries to recover the true main function because it's wrapped within another function. After several attempts, it actually manages to do so. As you can see, Ghidra is trying to create new functions and then decompile them to see how they actually work. Most of the time when doing AI analysis, I noticed that the local model is prone to loop over certain functions and it just stays there. So you need to manually stop it. For that reason, there is a rule that if any of the MCP tool fails, not to retry its logic, but just to continue forward. So after several attempts, Ghidra MCP understands the true function and fills the needed parameters of this function. This analysis, as you can understand, it's quite tedious if you're doing it alone by hand. It's using another tool, inspect memory content, and tries to understand why we are receiving segmentation fault. Afterwards, it produces an executive summary, and based on it, it creates a cleaned pseudocode. So it's way better than what is provided directly from Ghidra. So we see that we are checking here for temp dir environmental variable, And if it doesn't exist, it creates a segmentation fault. And then we have an XOR loop for checking the validity of the password. The logic is quite strong, and it's very close to what the actual file is doing. The point here is that the password decoding algorithm is not correct, again, because the local model is assuming things. So it gives a wrong password. And for this, I've created another prompt that should focus on the string enter password. And as you can see here in the shell, I'm creating a tempdir environmental variable, which I'm setting to something random. Then I'm starting again the binary, and now it skips the overflow function and it asks me for a password. And then comes the Python script from this prompt. So basically I'm trying again to ask for this enter password, to focus on the function around it, and to identify the exact function, the ciphertext around it, the exact comparison logic, and most importantly, not to try mentally to decode the password, but to create a Python script that reproduces the verification logic exactly. So again, some strict rules not to try to guess the password from the decompiler output, but to compute it with actual code. And after this prompt, of course, I am waiting for the decompilation phase. After it finishes, we can see that here is an attempt to guess the password, which is again wrong. And we have the decompiled code. But together with this, we have a short Python verification script. And this type of script, it runs from its memory and of course produces wrong output. That's why I'm continuing the prompt with, could you run the Python script, on which it will create the script, save it as a decode password Python script, and allows me to run it on my terminal. So that's how the story here ends. But we have here, as you can see, Python decode password.py. And when we run this script, we see that it correctly displays the decoded password, which we can use afterwards when we run the program. All right, so that's for this analysis. As you can see, when the model is not quite big, it has a lot of hallucinations, but at least it runs locally at a quite good speed. For the other prompt, it's similar, but just this time we are analyzing another binary. And what's interesting here is the focus on the heap or stack buffer overflows or other types of vulnerability problems. So we can run this prompt and see what we'll do. If we go to the command prompt where the Llama server is running, we see immediately that the local model is processing. We see here for the initial prompt processing quite big number of tokens per second, which afterwards settled around 40 tokens per second. As you can see, initially we are analyzing the file. This means that we need to import it to Ghidra. Automatically, the code browser is opening the binary file, and we are continuing to give directions to Ghidra using the MCP server. Again, looking for the main function and its entry point in order to start the whole binary analysis process. As you can see here, this process is triggered directly from VS Code and its local model. All the outputs are then being processed from the LLM. As you can see, it detected the parameters, the main function pointer, and it continues its action. Here is even the decompiled code, and it successfully understands the functions and it renames them. For example, this function will be actually fopen based on the number and type of the arguments. It recovers the name of the next one to fread, then fclose, and memory allocation for allocating heap memory. It makes stack buffer analysis, and it understands that here in this file we are allocating way less bytes, but at the same time fread is trying to get more bytes into this small buffer. This creates overflow, and that's why we are getting segmentation fault from this program. And here we're reaching something interesting. Because we don't have enough context, we need to reprompt by saying, please continue. And this will continue the analysis. So as you can see, not everything is perfect, but the whole process is very interesting for learning and both reducing the time of code analysis. If we would like to see how much of resources are being allocated when we go to performance, of course, the 8 gigabytes of the GPU are almost full, and also the processor is around 50% used. This means around 10 threads in this case. I've increased a little bit the context of the LLM to 96K. Here we have the thought process, the key findings, and now there is the awaited executive summary. So we have primarily stack buffer overflow and conditional heap buffer overflow. We have very nice cleaned pseudocode on what it does. We have also vulnerability analysis for the heap buffer overflow, and also we have the overflow condition, and we have given also a way on how we can exploit it. So that's basically how we can use Ghidra in order to facilitate your analysis. If you like the content and are interested in more, you can subscribe to the channel. Thank you.